All right, we are good to go. We're gonna make a second character together. Now, I am in gear because I can at least touch on this chapter real quick. With the first character we made, we got the things that we got. I want to show this real quick before we go to our new character sheet to fill in. You can see generally how things are laid out, where it does give you weight, and it'll give you how much something costs. A service pistol would be $200. You're like, oh, $500. That's a lot for our roughneck foreman character, right? That goes pretty quickly if you buy something like a service pistol. Let alone various tools that you might want. You know, if you want to lean into the maintenance part and you want to buy just a lot of extra tools, there's that too. There's computer stuff, all sorts of things that you can buy. For $10,000, you can have a neurovisor. Do you have a neurovisor? Maybe not. Would it be cool if you did? Probably so. I agree, IMW. So there is stuff like, oh, $60 for an optical scope, $45 for a high beam flashlight. Cool. He would probably, or she would probably have a lot more. A lot more use for stuff like this. We might be a leader or a foreman character, but that doesn't mean that we get all of the cool stuff. Flashlight, rope, but when do you ever need rope, right? Come on. So yeah, getting this going. Plus, this is a fun illustration to show off. You're like, oh yeah, I could really kit out my character, and can you have a smart gun like you do in the movie? Yeah, you can. Yeah, or a 10-foot pole. 45 for a light, better have a lifetime battery on it. IMW, my friend, this is a horror movie out of the 80s. You could swing it like a club because it probably takes like 10D batteries and it probably weighs like 7 pounds or something. And you could also, clock someone with it. And because it's a horror movie, it'll always run out of batteries when you need it to not the most. You also get that kind of yellowy incandescent bulb because what are LEDs except for, things in $10,000 pieces of equipment? I go swarm rope. Did we hear rope? You always need rope. Yeah, it doubled as a baton, yep. A bludgeoning weapon. Yep, Xenomorph comes after you? No, bad. Bad alien. Yeah, a 6D battery mag light can be used as a baton, says Australis. Yep, a good mag light. See? Y'all are thinking now, right? Get into this mode and lean into it. It doesn't explicitly say you could use it as a melee weapon, but if you bring it up in close quarters combat with your GM, because you have some rogue AI synth that's trying to choke you to death, you might just be able to use the flashlight to fend off. I gotta watch out. Some words mean different things to modern audiences here. IMW says, I've always looked at the 80s looking... I don't know if I'm understanding that. I've always looked at the 80s looking tech as you want something that not hard to fabricate, build, and repair. Yeah, and so that's kind of the cover story for why is there retro tech in the setting. If you are out on the fringes of space and humanity, everything needs to be simple, heavy, functional, and durable. And if little incandescent light mag lights with traditional alkaline batteries are that's what you do. Because in a pinch, that's what you need. Though it gets a little extra pinchier when we introduce the horror elements of the story. Tie the rope to the end of a 10-foot pole, then tie the other end to the flashlight and cast it as a weapon. Ta-da! Used them all. And you know what? If you want to be meta with this and have fun, look at Stranger Things. Right? It's a bunch of kids from the 80s that go into fantastic realms of imagination, and there's monsters and stuff. In this Earth, in this 80s origin Earth, D&D presumably would have existed, or maybe something came up among the space travelers. You could have a scenario, even because there are kids as a class, right? You can play Stranger Things in Alien RPG. A bunch of kids where something bad happens, and whether it's a xenomorph or not, it could be some other creature. It could be it could be a rogue synth or something. And you could still lean into all the 80s tropes and D&D stuff. Can you imagine a bunch of D&D nerds who actually find themselves on a decrepit space station filled with traps and riddles and monsters? How would that play through? Be fun with it. Have some meta with it too, if you'd like. Heretic Trent says, my 800 lumen tactical baton / flashlight I carry when working nights alone. If you can't solder a majority of modern circuit boards, but you can on the big old bulky ones. Yeah, so like that's the risk, right? If you need technology that has to be manufactured in a special like clean room advanced, like on our planet there might be 1 or 2 factories in the world who make this thing. That's not exactly the type of tech that you'd like out there, because then every place needs super advanced, and with all the materials, does that world even have that type of material or the same gravity or whatever? So yeah, like keeping it super simple and straightforward. Yeah. It depends. Are they loot goblins? So does everything have to be super serious horror all the time and deadly and blood and guts and face hugging? No, it can be, but you can also have some Stranger Things fun. You can go from there. Anyway, well, speaking, we have Kid up. I don't know if we'll get a Kid. Ghost Swarm, as you are on the scene, you're newly arrived. I would like you to roll 1d9 in chat by typing ! 1d9 and letting us know our next career, our role, our class. What is this going to be for our next character here? Maybe it will be a loot goblin. Let's find out. 1. No, Australis, if we got an 8, we're rolling 2 roughnecks. 2 roughnecks can absolutely be 2 different kinds of roughneck. So I would have very much still accepted a roughneck. So yep, we have a Colonial Marine. A Colonial Marine is our next character here. Now, if you're playing in the United Progressive Peoples, it's not going to be a Colonial Marine, but it would be a soldier of some other variety, or if it's for an independent colony or whatever. But the broad term for alien reference is Colonial Marine. Now, strength is our key attribute. Close combat, stamina, and ranged combat are going to be our skills. where we can automatically put up to 3 in each. All right, I'm designating these because we're going to do some random rolls. Before we even worry about the skills, though, let's find out. We have 14 attribute points that we can put into each of our skills, okay? Our primary can be 5. Everything else must be between 2 and 4. Pardon. So, because there's only 12 skills, some of them are kind of a catch-all or will lay over other things that other systems might have broken out separately, Ghost Swarm. All right, now, let's find out, let's focus on our primary attribute of strength. How strong are we? Heretic, you're sharing how strong your tactical flashlight is. I would like you to roll 1d4 in chat. Because if we get a 5, that's fine. We can put 5 points in strength. But you're going to tell us how strong. 5 it is. Heretic Trance says, we have a strong soldier here. Okay. So we now have 9 attribute points that we can spread around. Well, I'm sorry, less than that. We have 3 more. And so, no, you're fine. Ghost Swarm, ask. These are not lectures. These are conversations. These are interactive workshops. I want you to ask questions, and I want you to discover this system. All right, let's have IMW roll 1d3, and IMW is going to tell us where one other point of an attribute's going in. Or in which attribute a point is going. And if you get a 4, it's your choice of anything but strength. 1. Okay. So we are getting some more wits. Next up, let's see. Rip Artist is being chatty, so I'll pick on you. Rip Artist, give it just a second, because I want to make sure the command cools down, and we'll look at the cat for a moment. And then I want you to type exclamation point 1d3 to tell us where our next point is going. Hi. Did you want to say good evening to everyone? Furry xenomorph detected. All right, go ahead and give it a try, Rip Artist. One. Ooh. All right, we have so we've maxed out our wits. We've maxed out our wits, and we get to put 1 point in something else. Ked. I would, actually, let's give the command a cooldown. I think it has like a 30-second cooldown. Are you... I know you're an apex predator, but are you a xenomorph? You're a gatomorph, right? A gatomorph? All right, give it a try, Ked. Let's give a 1d3 roll and tell us where our last point. It's a flurkin, says Heretic. 4. All right, Ked, we're going to treat that as your choice. Ked, should we have a 3 empathy or a 3 agility? How would you like to build this Colonial Marine? Maybe they're apex parasites? Meow. Empathy. This Marine feels a little too much for being what he is. All right. There we go. And this is how we do it. Do you need some other reason other than it's what you want? No. But, try and go out of your way to imagine a sentence or two to give it some support. All right. Congratulations. We have the core of our character made with our attributes. We know we're a Colonial Marine. Now, we are allowed up to 3 points in our 3 core skills. You're getting John Coffey vibes, says Infinity. Infinity, I want you to roll 1d3 and tell me how many points we're putting in ranged combat. Two. Okay. Next up, close combat. Who's out there and hasn't rolled? There's 46 of you watching, and thank you very much. Can you say thank you to everyone? Because they help me be able to buy you cans of wet food, ma'am. So can you give them a meow or something? No? Not right now? You're feeling shy? Okay. Naziro. Naziro, I would like you to give me a 1d3 roll and tell us what our close combat's going to be. Possibly. The story will write itself, IMW. Zeta says a 4. Alright, so Zeta, I will let you choose how many points we're putting into close combat. Do you want to max this out at 3, and you think that that he or she is just a brawler? Or do you want to put it at a 1? And yeah, I mean, we're strong, but close combat, we can swing, we don't have the finesse of a boxer kind of a thing. What would you like, Zeta? You can put up to 3 points, your choice. 2? Okay. Now, our stamina. Let's have IMW. IMW, I would like you to give me a 1d3 roll and let me know how much we have in stamina. How is our endurance? One. All right. So, is it bad? 1 is more than none. All right, Cad. Hey, thank you for joining us. I hope we've been good background music for you and that you're getting a feel for our interactive workshop. Once more, thank you for hanging out with us, my friend. So out of shape. Is it just out of shape? Do we have someone? Could we actually have someone who's older? So we have someone who's strong. I mean, there's old man strength is a concept for a reason. But we have someone who has a lot of wits and a lot of empathy. Could this mean we actually have an older space marine? An older colonial marine? Someone who's been around? And so his agility, or her agility, isn't too high. And maybe we get winded a little easier. But we can still throw a punch and we can shoot a gun. Well, kind of. Maybe we can't shoot a gun as a best anymore. Squad's medic, possibly, Australis. Yeah, that could be. Meow? You meowing at me? You just want scritches? Okay. Get some scritches. All right. So we have 5 skill points remaining, and now that we have put points into our 3, we can put those points into our other skills. And I would like Australius to roll a 1d9 in chat. 1d9. One. Observation. 4 skill points remain. So now we're down to an 8. Demon Quiller, would you roll me a 1d8 in chat? And if there's others out there lurking and would like to roll, please say something in chat. Diadems, I don't know if you're still out there. Heretic, did you roll on this character yet? And if there's others, please tell me. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mobility. Okay. Oh, yeah, you made him strong. That's right. Well, I don't mind going back for a round 2 if we don't have any other first-time volunteers. 3 skill points remain. Super strong. All right, well, I'll tell you what, Heretic, let's roll back to you. I'm not seeing anyone else new in chat. So I would like you... Oh, actually, wait, I wasn't counting heavy machinery, was I? Or no, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We had 9. So our first was a 1, but that's fine because we're starting with observation and going around. And then it was a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, no, we're fine. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we have 7 remaining. And we could probably do that on another D8. So Heretic, roll a D8 and tell us what else we have. Are we completing the 3 skills of strength and he or she gets heavy machinery? Let's find out. Lands on a 1. Survival. Okay. Noctis is here. Well, now we're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Noctis, I would like a 1d6 roll, please. Five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Piloting. Well, yeah, we have some emotes for that even. As the story writes itself in our workshop. And I'll tell you what, we have one more skill point, Ghost Swarm. I would like you to give me 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 remaining. Go ahead and give me a 1d6 roll. Seven? Alright, Ghost Swarm, we're going to treat that as your choice. Because I don't have a D5. A D6 was close, but you know what? You broke the D6's limit. Where shall we put our last skill point? Comtech, medical aid, manipulation, command, or heavy machinery? Medical aid? Okay. And what is your reasoning for that? Why are we giving this character a little bit of skill in medical aid? Is this part of his or her combat training? Is this yeah, I know, Noctis, I know. On Coffee Vibes Infinity. Iron Chef. Oh, Iron Chef, I wish you spoke up. I'll call on you for something here, Iron Chef. From combat training? Okay. So, Iron Chef Lord, while you're here, I need to know... our talent. There are three here, and I would like you to type exclamation point 1D3 to let us know our character's talent as a Marine, or some other soldier equivalent, depending on the setting. Two, overkill. You don't run and hide when the going gets tough. Instead of panicking in the face of mortal danger, you can turn your fear into aggression and use it as a weapon against your enemy. You can trigger the overkill effect when you make a panic roll. See page 104. All right. Crew, what does this tell us about our soldier? Which, by the way, we have 5 strength, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 health. And our encumbrance is also 10, because it's 2 times strength. I feel this guy and the last one would feed off each other's anger during a fight. So given our attributes and our spread of skills, and the fact that we have developed a way to turn our fear into aggression, into making the enemy stop moving, to make the scary stuff go away. Never give up, never surrender. Character name, Buzz Lightyear. How would you roleplay this character? Now, you know what? There's another thing that we can do for a hint as we continue to meet this character who's manifesting in front of us. He punchy and smart, but not fast, has a heart. Rep Artist, what is our character's personal agenda? I need you to roll 1d3. What's on this person's mind? And hopefully not a facehugger. 1. You are a decorated hero. You need to defend your reputation at all costs. Ah. We need to defend our reputation. Oh, come on. We need to defend our reputation at all costs. Now, whether or not we're a decorated hero, it's a prompt, and maybe we are, and that's fine. But for sure, the core of it, maybe that's why we stand and fight, why we go into overkill. We have something to prove. We have something to protect about ourselves, our ego, our legacy. Yeah, so he might be an older soldier, or he might have been forced to retire because of that aggression. You know, maybe it was a something happened, and there's some sort of PTSD that could be played into, or something where this person was, in youth just got really riled up in the service. And his or her identity is around that service, and nothing can diminish it, because if the service is diminished, this individual is diminished. And that can't happen. Whether or not this is a guard on a frontier outpost, or, I don't know, there's something happening and a shuttle came down and crashed and is the survivor, and that's how the characters are getting together. We don't know the circumstances yet, but at least as an individual, we're getting a good idea of how to roleplay this character and from where this character has come, such that we've met it in this state. Oh, discharge but recall to duty. Yeah, that, you know, that classic, you know, the soldier gets called up. You're like, hey, we need you again. And no, I told you, I'm done with the service. You don't understand. They, you know, they have him. No, not yes. And we need to count on you. But I promised I'd never, whatever again. I know, and I hate to call on you. But you're the only one who can do this. I know how personal it is. I hope you understand. Extenuating circumstances, a Marine that's long in the tooth, someone that's seen it all, learned many ways to kill and not afraid to use it, but knows the basics to keep his brothers alive. Says Naya Nezgani Anubis. Ah, I got the tingles. I got to say the name. Yeah, the company needs you. And yeah, like private security, again, while the role is called Colonial Marine, and we might be a Colonial Marine, we could still be a government soldier, or we could be a professional from a corporation who has such high-level training in tech. We're from a private military, a private army, or something along those lines. Y'all gunning for Corbin Dallas, says DQ. All right. Right now, we have no stress. We don't have a buddy or a rival, and that's fine. The mad dog kept on a short leash, Heretic says. We're not worried about food or water. We're not starving yet. We don't have critical injuries yet. But we do have a signature item. And Naya Nizgani Anubis, will you please type !1D3? That is your penalty for participating in such a community action as a workshop. What is our signature item? Remember, if you're making your own character, these are suggestions. Come up with one of your own. But as we're doing a tutorial out of the book, we're just sticking with the suggested 3. Naya Nizgani Anubis? Hello? The xenomorphs got him. Abducted into the vents. Ah, there we go. Ah, right when we needed Naya Nizgani Anubis the most. A successful return onto the scene. We got a 2. A lost friend's dog tags. Definitely a recalled veteran, says Heretic. Alright, what else? We get D6 times 100 in cash. Heretic Trance, you got paid tonight, as much as of a pain in the butt as it was. I want you to roll 1d6 and tell us what our dollar bills are, y'all. How much extra cash can we spend? A 7? A 7? Noctis's eye. This is the zoom in. You get like that anime eye twitch. There you go, Heretic. 7 whole cash. So we will max that out at the 600. Although I guess it would technically be a choice. Oh, Kaihira, if there's something else to roll, I'll call on you. I'm glad that you said something. So it's technically a choice, Heretic. Do you want us to have less money? You can choose between 1 and 6. Well, it's a shopping spree in so much as you realize that a gun is like $300 or $400. All the money. Okay. So we have $600 dues. Now, choose 2 of the starting items below. You also get some cash. So, we get a pulse rifle or a smart gun. We get a motion tracker or some electroshock grenades. Now, electroshock could be that less lethal route that it was talked about. If we have someone who knows how to take people down without killing them, or if you like that he or she has been tapped for security, electroshock grenades could be the way forward. A pressure suit or some armor. A signal flare or a deck of cards. What stands out, and remember, don't look at this from the budget standpoint, okay? Don't look at this from the budget. We'll buy what we need. We'll work with our GM. What would a person like this have or need? Heretic Trance is saying a pressure suit. Any other suggestions? I saw the cards, says Rip Artist. Australis says armor. He is piloting, so a pressure suit is likely. That's a good supporting reason, IMW. A motion tracker? And what would be your supporting reasoning for a motion tracker, Ghost Swarm? Pilots didn't wear suits in the films. A pulse rifle, says Naya Nizgani Anubis. Deck of cards, we always played cards when we're in the field, says Iron Chef. I was thinking cards because the dog tags, he plays solitaire a lot, thinking of his lost friend. So it seems like a lot of you have a reason for the cards. Yeah, or they played cards together. Now, the cards are probably a tiny item. I'm typing it here in gear just to I want to get it down and keep it all together, because we can worry about shopping spree stuff in designating the lines and filling our encumbrance. But for right now, I want to lump it all together. Old gambling buddy. If we are a hero that needs to keep the rep, knowing what is where could come in handy. All right, so I've seen chat talk about a couple options. All right, the 3 items that were popping out the most cover the pressure suit, the motion tracker, or a pulse rifle. Now, taking a look at the character, let's look at our character. Not that we have to lean into something where we have the biggest numbers ever, because that I don't want to play a game of Alien RPG where everyone is min-maxed. I don't want to play D&D where everyone is min-maxed. So I like having characters, like if you choose Pulse Rifle, yeah, we're not the best at shooting. We're better at throwing punches, right? 7 to 4. But we are still a soldier and we do know how to shoot. So maybe that's something that we have. Yeah, breadcrumbs in a maze, satirical sage. Cards are already included, Rip Artist. They're on the list here. Everyone gets a vote in the poll at the top of chat. A pressure suit, a motion tracker, or a pulse rifle. Get your votes in. There's about 30 seconds remaining. It could. It has a very distinctive noise, Nyanazgani Anubis. All right, so we have a pulse rifle as our second, our second bout of, or our second item that we got to choose freely from the starting gear. The other stuff that we'll be able to, we'll be able to pick up here. They can. There's advantages and disadvantages to everything, Ghost Swarm. And that's why when it comes down to a horror story, there is a sense of management. Not just inventory management of how many shots do I have remaining, but management of resources like air, water, even your stress. But also sound management, because sometimes you do need to make noises for distraction, or you need to try and suppress it, and that can ratchet up the tension of a situation. IMW 10 millimeter. I'll push up my glasses anime style, and then they flash at you. 10 millimeter. Off by... What's the difference? Right? You can still shoot a 9mm bullet through a 10mm barrel. What's the worst that can happen? 9 fits through a 10. Why does my target not have a bunch of little holes in it, but a bunch of Paisleys? Oh, where did... Yeah. Yeah. Remember, everyone, the right bullet for the right caliber, please. Otherwise, you get interesting effects. But you know what? You know what? Well, we can laugh about it. A situation like that is perfect for storytelling in an alien RPG game. You have a bunch of killer robots coming your way. You ran out of ammo. We're glowing up, everyone. Welcome, Raiders. What a fantastic raid. Batty and all of the bad friends, welcome to the Hero Zone. DQ dropping some lore about the pulse rifle. Everyone, welcome. Thank you very much for coming over. My gosh, we are making a character in Alien RPG as we are running a workshop to teach the game. Many of you might have heard of the movies, or you've read the comics, you've played the video game, and there is a tabletop version. And we are making a Colonial Marine, and currently talking about the pulse rifle. And also why 9mm can fit in a 10mm gun, but it may not give you the effect you're hoping for. But in a moment of tension, if you could, sometimes you gotta throw whatever you can at the hordes that are incoming here. Oh, it'll have an effect for sure. It's not that things won't happen. It will just be perhaps not the expected result. That is still a thing that can happen. Only problem with caseless in real world is the heat buildup, says IMW. And thank you, regretful, not a positive result perhaps, but something will happen. and maybe, and of course too, if you want to use that as a comeuppance when you're telling a story, someone's in a panic and they grab the wrong magazine. If there's some sort of standardized thing and, I don't know, an oopsie daisy happens, or because this is a form of cinematic storytelling, then, well, it probably wouldn't happen. Oh my goodness! Oh my good golly gracious, y'all. We are getting raided hard by Batty and the Bad Friends, by Darling Creepshow. You know what? I don't think Raven was here to give out the first round of shoutouts. So let's give a shout out to Batty. Regretful. Hey, thank you so much. Canadian Ancient Gamer, welcome to you. Longbeards and graybeards alike are welcome, as are newcomers here to our virtual tables at the Hero Zone, a digital extension of a real-life friendly local game store, brick-and-mortar, ma-and-pa small business. And we are teaching Alien RPG, and we're doing that tonight by character creation. We have made a Roughneck, and we have made a Colonial Marine. Welcome to the Creeps, the Creeple of Creepville, and to the Bad Friends from Batty's channel. Now, Creepshow, what were you doing tonight? What were you making? Noobs have to go through initiation. And hey, yeah, thank you, welcome. Look at that, 248 of you. Oh, my Kokoro is going doki doki. It is as if I'm building up stress, such that I will be rolling a lot of extra dice and possibly doing some catastrophic things. Just freed my hive from Wayland Yutani Control, playing Aliens vs. Predator. Ah, yes, Woden. Oh, Rip, that was a nice gift of yours. Well, welcome all of you, and thank you so much for stopping by. We are having a ton of fun here with this magnificent role-playing game. It is not too difficult to pick up on, and we are happy to teach it. We're happy to offer the opportunity to find others, to talk about it, even to find a game to play. If you have questions on this, you're welcome to join us in our workshops here on Twitch and in our Discord as well. And for all of you who are here, if I can earn a follow from you, if not tonight, and that's fine, no pressure, I'm not counting, then at some point, we are on the march to 4,000 The mighty Fluffy. Well, thank you so much, and I appreciate the follow. Once we hit 4,000 Twitch followers, I'm going to be having a giveaway of a $400 pre-painted gargantuan Tiamat miniature. It's the size of a house cat, and it'll have free shipping to a US address. So for all of you who raid in, if you lurk, you chat, especially for those of you who have followed, you're helping to grow this channel. We're getting bigger and bigger, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. It means a ton that so many of you are willing to come by to help teach others, share your stories from the tabletop, or even ask questions if you're new to a system. Because that's what a community like this is about. You share your experience, you get the newcomers in, you welcome them, you teach them, you pass on the craft, and everyone has a fantastic time together. Prophet, also, thank you for the follow. The Mighty Fluffy and Prophet 1911. Yes, we're crafting some aliens. We made our roughneck, and by the way, in this system, this is the character sheet. It's not very complex. This is not a very crunchy system full of complex minutia. This is... Have you read an Alien comic? Have you seen the movies? Have you played a video game? Get to playing and have fun. This is very descriptive. This is very narrative. It's very cinematic. There's not a lot of stuff that you always have to track. This is for getting in there, exploring strange places. If you want to play a game where you're on a bug hunt and you're a squad of Marines, and it's the D&D equivalent of going into the dungeon, kicking down the door, and fighting the monsters, go on a bug hunt. There doesn't need to be corporate espionage. There doesn't need to be inter-colony politics. You can make a squad of Marines and rip down in a dropship, unload missiles to open up the hive, and just go nuts on the aliens if you want. Or one of you can play a hidden synthetic among the crew. Everyone has their own secret agenda, and there's drama as well as deadly encounters around any possible corner. Very much so. Plays from the tabletop system of an RPG, Maserata. And in fact, what I can do, if you want to feel for it, this is for the Alien RPG that I'll be running here on the channel. This was the intro trailer that I put together for the 4 people from the community who are going to be playing. I hope you like it. This will give you the feel of the game. I hope that is a good presentation of what a game of Alien RPG can give you. There's a lot to it. There's a lot you can pilot, a lot you can explore, a lot you can fight, including each other. It's a fun game that is easy to pick up and play. If you've played D&D, you can absolutely play Alien RPG. Character creation is efficient, and playing it, the dice pools you build, attribute plus skill plus modifiers. And the modifiers are pretty easy. So you build your dice pool and you're looking for successes. There you go. Which is, in a way, if you've ever played World of Darkness, and there's some other RPGs where you build a dice pool similarly, you'll have no problems with this. Ghost Swarm, I'm glad that you liked it. IMW, I'm glad that you liked that as well. So what I'm going to do, everyone, I'll tell you what. We made our characters for the night, and we're going to make 2 more tomorrow. We're going to make 1 more human, and the final character we create is going to be an android. It will be a synth, as there are special rules for playing a synth in Alien RPG. We'll have a lot of fun with that. But it's almost 3, and I'm going to keep the raid train going strong. I'm going to take us over, as we have Canadian Ancient Gamer. I'm going to take us to another Ancient Canadian Gamer, Macabre Derek. If you love the art in Alien RPG, if you like talking horror, scary stuff, vibrant descriptions of scenes, or he's playing Street Fighter now after coming from a drawing stream, drawing on the macabre. You want to talk about fighting games or combat? You want to talk about D&D, vampires? You want to talk about aliens? You want to talk about comics? Particularly Western, but you might be able to get him to weeb out a little bit. There are some manga that he enjoys too. There are Xenos in the back of the book, but not necessarily to custom make, Naya Nizgani. So let's go raid Macabre Derek. Join us on Discord if you haven't. It's PG-13. We run our events, including that big Tiamat giveaway and a lot of other things. We give out dice and minis and all kinds of things to support you all, to keep your stories going and going strong, to help teach you and encourage you to teach others, and to be that place where you can come back and go, you won't believe the session that I just had. It's a lot of fun, and you're going to get that friendly local game store experience. So much love to those of you who came in, who found us as a recommendation. You came in on a raid. Maybe you're new here or you've been here for years. I super appreciate it, and let's pass it forward to Macabre Derek. Vampire player, artist, he's currently playing Street Fighter, can talk about a lot. Oh, didn't realize it was up. Well, thank you so much, Raven. And I'll see you over in Derek's channel, everyone. Thank you. I need to get something to drink and something to eat. You all are awesome. And I'll see you tomorrow night for more Alien RPG character creation in our workshop.